Hello everybody and welcome back to Genesee Community College. My name is Alex Brasky alongside Mike Rose of the Batavia Daily News, ready to bring you our final game of the night. Fourth and final, Mike, between Batavia and Leroy. Batavia comes into this game at 2-1, having fallen to HFL in their home opener, but they went on to beat Greece Olympia and Greece Odyssey, while Leroy comes into this game at 3-2. So it should be another good one, Mike. We've had 3 great games so far, hoping for a fourth. And I'm sure many believe Batavia is the favorite in this one, but Leroy has some quality players, and I think they'll make a game of it. Right off the get-go, Andrew Loftus with a good look, but unable to come up with a bucket. Batavia playing without starting point guard Steve Gilberto. Zach Gilberto, Steve is his brother, I apologize. Zach Gilberto, as Caden White knocks down the 3 and breaks the seal for Batavia. But Gilberto is out of this game with an apparent head injury suffered early in the Blue Devils' win over Greece Odyssey.
I was told he'll be good to go for Monday, though.
That's when the finals will be played. If the Blue Devils are to defeat the Knights tonight, Gilberto's return will come in the large school finals set to be played at 9:15 on Monday night. Giovanni Kakamis. Oh, great hustle from Camden White. Look at that hustle, Mike. We've seen that all day from all these teams, just kids diving on the floor. It's like 1980 in this gym tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of effort brought today by every team that has played here. And that's been really good to see, and it's led to a lot of really good games.
You don't see that great effort often enough during the regular season, especially as Leroy throws it away. Stone Stiverling on the attack, and he lays it in. Cody Lytle driving baseline. Nice reverse layup with a little bit of contact, but didn't get the call. Those are Leroy's first points of the game. Camden White looking for the drive, jump stop, and there it is. Batavia up by 5. Cody Lytle once again, and a charge taken by Camden White. He wants to win this game, Mike. He just scored the bucket, sprinted down the floor, took the charge, and that's after diving for the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, we're not even 2 minutes into this game, and Camden White's exerted about as much effort as you could ever ask a player to exert in really an entire game.
Exerted more effort than you have in a lifetime, has Camden White.
You had one more shot ready for me even in the last game, huh?
Over this first quarter. Caden White for 3, no good. Caden White, the twin brother of Camden. We've had 2 sets of twins and 3 sets of brothers today, Mike.
It's been a family affair here at the Pete Arras Memorial Tournament.
Oh, nice look inside to Lytle. Pump fake, unable to convert, but a nice look from Andrew Loftus. Loftus, the top scorer for this Leroy team, has gone over 20 plus already this season, and Batavia, you can bet they're keeping their eye on Loftus. That one goes long. Substitution for Batavia, number 11, Josh Weiss. Lytle, free throw. Regal in the middle to Weiss. To the corner to Siverling. Siverling with a nice take. Oh, that would have been a nice finish. Siverling is kind of the X factor for this team, Mike. When he goes for 12 to 15 points, this team can beat anybody. But if you're able to hold him in check, it's tough for them to score at times. Batavia with the timeout. and it's a 2-point game. We'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Bubba's Landscape, supporting high school sports all year long. We have all your plowing needs at Bubba's. We'll do it all. Set up your snow removal contract today. Shoveling and salting too. Happy holidays from Bubba's Landscape. Residential and commercial services are now available. Also, affordable floor covering in Batavia. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. We've been satisfying thousands of customers requiring only the best in goods and services for over 30 years. Affordable floor covering in Batavia. So here we go, back to action here. Out of the timeout, Batavia will look to extend its lead. And a turnover out of the timeout. Leroy on the attack now. Ethan Beswick going with it. And one. And Leroy with a chance to take the lead.
Well, you said it in our open here. This Leroy team, they're a big-time underdog in this game, but they got some guys who can play. They're not coming in here with a mentality of they're just going to roll over and let Batavia, coast to the championship. They're here to play a game here tonight, and they're bringing it early.
Head coach Matt Weinman for Leroy always does a fine job. His team plays as good a defense as you'll see. Just sometimes they struggle to score. So a 3-point play for Beswick. Batavia is now trailing in this game for the first time, 8-7. Alex Hale with it now. Alex Hale with a big game for Batavia in their big win over Odyssey. 13 points for Hale coming off the bench. Bryce Regal will also be called upon to play extra minutes in Gilberto's absence. Swing over to Hale. Oh, what a rejection! Cody Lytle sends it into the third row.
You want to talk about those extra effort plays. Cody Lytle, that was an open shot for Alex Hale. Lytle rotates all the way over and then swats that three-pointer into the stands.
Oh, the look inside to White. Off the backboard and in. Camden White having a heck of a game so far. Beswick looking to drive again, and once again he draws the foul. I'm impressed by Beswick. Aggressive, knows how to draw that contact, and made his first 2 free throws of the night. Beswick knocks down the first. 3 for 3 so far is Beswick from the line.
Finally someone who can knock down some free throws.
That makes Mike smile, that's for sure. And once again, Mike with the announcer's jinx.
I feel like that was maybe your fault.
First, and there's Camden White streaking down the floor. He's playing like his hair's on fire.
Someone had to step up with Gilberto out of the lineup, and it's pretty clear Camden White is here to step up in a big way so far.
Loftus, first time we've heard from him in terms of attacking the basket and unable to get that one to go. Regal pushes it up the floor for Batavia in the corner to Max Rapone. Ooh, he's got Rapone again. We'll see if he goes back to him, but he doesn't. Seiverling, now they'll go to Rapone, inside to White. Great ball movement, but maybe one pass too many there, and that's a travel. I think one pass too many right there. If you're Camden White, you're the biggest body on the floor, drop step, take a power dribble or don't, and put it up.
Yeah, we got some more size in this game, too. We talked about not a lot of size early. Camden White brings some size and a presence inside for Batavia that's critical to their success.
Loftus with a nice pivot move, but he's unable to get it to fall. Oh, and a good look to Camden White, but it was a little bit behind him. Now it's Beswick on the attack. Oh, a nice move there from Beswick, stopping and popping.
It's someone who knows the Scholar Report, knows Batavia likes to take charges. There's 2 guys there ready, waiting for him to run him over, and he just stopped and shot right over him.
Batavia has to get it over, and that's a 10-second violation. So a tie ball game, 10-second violation. Ball goes back to Leroy, and if you're Leroy, you got to love the way this game's going.
Yeah, and right now the loss of Gilberto is felt with these turnovers. He's your point guard. He's their leader out there on the floor. And right now, Batavia struggling to get into their flow without their point guard out there.
Giovanni Kakamis attacking the basket. Nice move from him. Rebounded by Loftus, but that's a foul on the floor.
A lot of early fouls by Batavia.
Batavia's already used 8 players in this game. Used all but 2 available players on their bench. Leroy is really stuck with this 5 on the floor right now. Yeah, they haven't substituted yet. Beswick out to Loftus. Back to Beswick. Beswick attacking now. Oh, a good look inside to Jake Hill, but he's unable to get it to go. Camden White on the rebound. And Mike, Leroy sticking with their top 5, kind of unlike them. They like to use their bench. They like to play a lot of guys, but they're sticking with their top 5 here tonight as Luke Grammatico gets on the board.
Yeah, I think part of that is just how, obviously it's a big game, and the other part of that is these guys are really playing well here early on.
And Giovanni Kakamis gets it to go. So Leroy answers and ties it right back up. 13-13, under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and that's a foul coming up on the Knights.
Right on cue, there's your first substitute.
Yep, there you go. As Kenny Saunders checks into the game. Saunders, a solid baseball player for the Knights, also the goalie in soccer. So Saunders, a 3-sport athlete. Gotta love those 3-sport athletes, Mike.
Those are the best kinds.
Swing over to Grammatico, deep 3. No good. Josh Weiss with the rebound, and he gets it taken away.
Ripped right out of his hands there.
Kakamis drives it, and that's a charge. Camden White. It's a little bit early to use game of his life, but I think it might be appropriate with Camden White.
Certainly, I would say the quarter of his life. Quite the first quarter.
Zach Vanderhoof checking in for Leroy, and Mike, you wanted size. There's some size. One of the top linemen in all of small school Section 5 football, Zach Vanderhoof, led Leroy to an undefeated regular season, helped lead Leroy, as did Jake Hill, who he checked in for. Hill with a nice stop and pop, but that's no good. Batted around before it's secured by Kakamis. Vanderhoof with the rebound. Looked like he traveled, but he kicks it out to Loftus. That's a 3-ball. Leroy out in front by 3. So White in the short corner. Grammatico up top, over to White. And that's a 3-pointer. Big answer for Caden White.
He's hit a couple threes early, and he's another one of those streaky shooters. So if he gets hot, which he is so far, that's very good news for the Blue Devils.
Final 15 seconds of the first quarter, tied up at 16. Kakamis with the pump fake and the push-off, and that's an offensive foul. You know what, Mike? I think the defender, who was the defender?
That was Josh Weiss.
Josh Weiss seemed to lose his balance, but at the same time, Kakamis did extend that arm. I don't know if that caused him to fall, but when you extend your arm like that, you're going to get called for it.
Yeah, I think he probably would have definitely created enough space to get a shot off there without having to extend the arm.
So Batavia, final 5 seconds of the first. White for 3, and it's good! Caden White, dripping wet from the three-point line, gives Batavia a 3-point lead heading into the second quarter.
Like I said, don't let him get hot.
All right, we'd like to take you through our sponsors for today's broadcast, our fourth game of the day. These sponsors have been with us throughout. Beginning with Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. We have all your plowing needs. We'll do it all, setting up your snow removal contract, shoveling and salting too. Bubba's Landscape, residential and commercial, 768-6578. Also, affordable floor covering. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. 0% financing is available. Affordable floor covering in Batavia, 4152 West Main Street, 345-1108. Also, the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York, medicine and surgery of the foot and ankle. Dr. George Arvito is taking care of patients over at 8745 Lake Street in Leroy. And lastly, also in Leroy, the Whiting Law Firm. The Whiting Law Firm, a general practice celebrating 38 plus years of experience. Call the Whiting Law Firm for all consultations. So here we go. Batavia with a big three-point lead after that big Caden White three-pointer. And that's a nice little jumper from Stone Seiverling. And you know what, Mike? As much as I said Seiverling is the X factor, so is Caden White. He can disappear from the Batavia offense every once in a while, and if he gets going early, it's tough to beat this team.
Yes, it is.
Beswick in the corner. Skips it over to Loftus. Looked like a travel, but no call. Put back from Lytle, no good, but he regains it again. Third try, no good. Regal with it, over to Grammatico. White, he's got the hot hand, but a rejection from Cody Lytle. Beswick for three. Off the side iron, rebounded by Camden White. Regal pushes it ahead to Caden White. Caden White with 11 points already for Batavia.
And you don't see him take too many trips inside the three-point line, but he runs the floor there, and his teammate finds him, and he lays it in. Batavia's been able to get out in the break behind this Leroy defense a couple of times now.
You got to think, these White brothers, the twins, what did they do? Before they left the house today, they told each other, listen, we're going to come out, we're going to play hard, we're going to win the game. And that's exactly what they're doing thus far, although Leroy has put forth an admirable effort and trails by only 7. But there's a turnover to Stone Seiverling, and they push it ahead to the Devils. Grammatico to White, and that one rolls out of bounds. First try from Batavia, no good. Now it's Regal with it. Good look underneath to White, but he's unable to make the catch. And he was out of bounds when he touched it.
That one's turned over by the Knights.
Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted here. Duty calls, Mike. Fourth game of the day. Sometimes you have to just take a quick break.
So while Alex takes a break, Regal has it. White swings it over to Grammatico. Caden White in the corner for another three. Rebound by Cam White. And a nice little post spin inside. Left hand finish. And a timeout is called by Leroy.
So, Mike, as you make your play-by-play debut on the Daily News YouTube channel, I know you've done a little bit for the competition, but we'd like to scroll through our sponsors while we take a quick 15-second break. All right, here we go. 9 minutes. I'm sorry, 9-point lead. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm a little distracted at the moment. 9-point lead for Batavia.
Been a long day. Been a long day.
With 5:14 to go in the first half. You got to think this is where Batavia starts to pull away, Mike.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They look like they just want a nice little run there. Leroy had to call a timeout. If Leroy's not able to make a run here, Batavia is probably going to start to extend this lead out to a pretty significant margin.
Ball goes off the leg of Batavia and out of bounds. Ball stays with Leroy. Vanderhoof with it to Loftus, looking to drive. Loftus back to Vanderhoof. And there it is, Vanderhoof's first points of the game. A foul on Leroy. So Batavia looking to extend its now 7-point lead. Three ball from White. Oh my goodness, Mike. You ever played NBA Jam? Because Caden White's on fire. Kenny Saunders trying to go tit for tat, nothing doing.
Camden
Batavia.
White and Caden White would be a good NBA Jam duo right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Inside to Camden White. Oh, beautiful reverse layup. These Whites are white hot. And with that, we will take a short break to tell you about our ads, for our sponsors, that is. Beginning with Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Bubba's Landscape, set up your snow removal contract today. We have all your plowing needs. We'll do it all at Bubba's Landscape, shoveling and salting too. Residential and commercial landscape, 768-6578. Also, affordable floor covering in Batavia. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. 0% financing is available. Affordable floor covering, 4152 West Main Street in Batavia, 585-345-1108. Also, Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York, medicine and surgery of the foot and ankle, delivered by Dr. George R. Vito at 8745 Lake Street in Leroy. And last but not least, the Whiting Law Firm in Leroy. Contact them for all consultations. Celebrating 38 plus years of experience, the Whiting Law Firm is located at 31 West Main Street in Leroy. Speaking of Leroy, Leroy in need of a big comeback, already down by 12 in this first half. That's not going to help things as Stone Cyberlink picks it off and goes the other way for Batavia. A 14-point lead for the Blue Devils. Three ball from Kakamas, no good, and Camden White is on the floor, injured. I think they may have just banged knees there.
Yeah, I think Camden White and Bryce Regal collided there, banged knees. Both of them were down there. The rebound bounced right over their heads.
We have a new Blue Devil in the game.
Faraz Idris.
And much to the enjoyment of the crowd, who gave him a resounding ovation. White playing good defense there as Leroy tries to come back from this deficit. Oh, a rejection from Stone Seiverling.
You don't see perimeter shots blocked often, but that's the third one we've had blocked already in this game.
Inbound goes to Batavia. Here's Caden White driving. And you can tell he's feeling it, Mike. He'll go inside, he'll go outside, he'll do it all for this Batavia team.
And I said it early, when he gets hot, he's a human flamethrower.
Batavia on the charge now. Alex Hale driving with it. Idris tried to come up with a rebound, but unable to reach it. But Josh Weiss was there. Good. Leroy in need of a bucket. Stone Seiverling has been all over the place, Mike. That's his 5th steal of the game.
Yeah, he's been a menace. He's been all the passing lanes tonight defensively, and he's got those long arms there. He can play those lanes and get a lot of deflections and steals off of it.
Tell you what, Mike, I've been impressed with this crowd all day. It's been kind of flowing in and out, but it's maintained its girth. Seiverling knocks it down, closing in on a 20-point lead for Batavia in the first half.
I'll tell you right now, this game has raised our day-long free throw percentage drastically, which means he's almost guaranteed to miss this one.
Well, your track record speaks for itself, but Seiverling just too good. Avoids the announcer's jinx, and Batavia is now up by 18 points. Kakamis for 3. Off the back iron, rebounded by Idris. Behind the back, Seiverling, and it's kind of a cardinal sin. You never go behind the back in traffic, Mike.
No, he has a tendency to try and make some flashy plays out there to Seiverling.
Well, he's made quite a few tonight. He's having a heck of a game.
Yes, he has. Very talented player.
Seiverling knocks it down. Just out of the picture, up in the right corner of the bleachers, you see Attica head coach Rob Crowley standing there. He will take on the winner of this game in the large school finals, and you got to think he's thinking to himself, what am I going to do to slow down this Batavia team? As they have just poured it on here in the second quarter. Look at Stone Seiverling. Between him, Caden White, and Camden White, they have done wonders replacing Zach Gilberto's contributions. And maybe this is a good thing for Batavia. They see they can do it without him. Not that I wish that they have to, but sometimes you need to be able to take a step back and learn how to do it yourself. 21-point lead now for Batavia. Wow, that came quick. Rebounded by Lytle. That's Beswick with it. And you give Leroy credit. They came out, did exactly what they wanted to do at the beginning of this game. Only down by 3 going into the second quarter, but things have gotten away from them here in the second, and they've only scored 2 points during this frame.
Yeah, without Camden White in those first few minutes of this game, Leroy could have really put a big lead up on the board, but he kind of calmed everybody down, got them going, got momentum on their side, and they haven't looked back.
Lob to Beswick. It's Ryan Friend with it in the corner. Gets it to Lytle. Back to Batavia. Minute and a half to go in the first half, and boy, has it been a solid half for Batavia. Travel called. Luke Rogers is checked into the game for Batavia. Luke Rogers, the son of newly elected city court judge Duran Rogers. I'm sure you've seen him once or twice, Mike.
Haven't seen him once besides back when I coached Luke Rogers.
Leroy to the line for 2 shots.
Substitution for Leroy.
Lytle cuts it to 20. Max Rapone for 3, and it's good. Everything's fallen for Batavia. And Luke Rogers almost comes up with the steal, but eventually I think a foul is going to be called on him.
Yep.
Max Rapone in on the action is, I believe, 7 different players have scored for Batavia in this one. Lytle misses the free throw, but Leroy will keep possession. Sub coming in for Leroy, Andrew Loftus. Foul on the drive, and Kenny Saunders is going to head to the line for 1-and-1. Foul on Luke Rogers, his second in just a matter of minutes.
Shooting 1 and bonus for 12 points.
Batavia will now hold for 1 shot. Time ticking under 15 seconds to go in the first half. 23-point Batavia lead. Good hustle there shown by Alex Hale, but jump ball will go to the Knights with 3.9 seconds to go in the half.
I think that's the second or third time today you've said a team was going to hold for the final shot, and they did not end up getting the final shot.
It's tougher than coaches think to do that, Mike. With over 10 seconds to go, it's tough to hold the ball for that long. As Beswick's 3 goes long, and that's the end of the first half. Mike, your thoughts?
Well, Leroy came out strong in the first quarter, but after that it was all Batavia. Camden White, Caden White, just inside, outside, dominating in all phases, and Stone Cyberling with some great defense in that first half, a couple nice finishes at the basket, some good free throw shooting in this game so far, and Batavia finds themselves with a significant margin at the break.
They have margin sits at 23 points, 10 minutes of halftime coming up. We'll see you after the break.
Find a way to make
It
it.
will be Batavia ball via possession of start tonight's second half.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Genesee Community College. 23-point lead for Batavia over Leroy to begin the third quarter of the Pete Arras Memorial Large School first round. Fourth game of the day, out of 4. So after this, that's it. Bryce Regal turns it over to open the second half. Beswick. Leroy really has to get something going early on, or else this could really get out of hand. Hill off the front iron. Matico kicks it to Regal. Regal off the dribble inside to White. Fumbled around and eventually goes to Leroy. Loftus, corner to Hill. Ooh, looks like a little bit of contact there, but the refs let it go. Inside to Loftus. It's good.
Nice little move there.
So don't start the buses just yet, as Leroy scores the first points of the half here. Regal for 3. No good. Rebounded by who else but Stone Seiverling. Pump fake. And he gets it to go. Lead back to 23.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of competition on the Batavia side for the player of the game right now.
Oh, beautiful spin move from Ethan Beswick. And Leroy getting back into the flow of things like they were at the beginning of this game. Caden White for 3. Rattles out. Looked like a miscommunication on the rebound, and it goes off Camden White's back, out of bounds.
Looks like the halftime break might have cooled off Caden White just a little bit.
Although that one was about halfway down before it came out.
I said just a little bit.
So here's Leroy with it now in the half court. Beswick with a beautiful move on their last possession. Loftus with it now on a bit of a mismatch. Nifty hook shot, doesn't get it to go. Seiverling tried to get it, and now White is undercut by Loftus, who knew he screwed up. I think he just lost his footing a little bit and kind of bracing for impact there.
More bodies on the floor here today. It's been the theme of the day.
Caden White to Camden White. Rejected by Cody Lytle. Beswick on the drive, and that's a block. Good call.
Fouls on 40 to Camden White this set. First team foul on the Blue Devils. Shooting 2 is Ethan Beswick.
Speaking of the Whiting Law Firm, Mike, I believe we have 2 Whitings on the bench for Leroy. One of them, Zach Whiting. I went to school with him. Not with him, but around the same time. I believe that's his brother next to him. I'm not sure of his name. I know there's at least one Whiting on the Leroy bench, so thank you to the Whitings and the Whiting Law Firm for sponsoring this broadcast. 19-point lead for Batavia as Alex Hale hurls it out of bounds. Here comes Leroy with it. Lead under 20. White spinning, Trying to find the rim, can't, gets his own rebound. Second try, and it's good. Camden White will not be denied this evening.
He has just been an absolute force inside all night long.
Beswick with the kick to Kakamas, who's looking to drive now, and the floater is good. White with a nice move to the basket and a nice strong finish at the rim. Could have been a block there too, Mike. Batavia will call for timeout. You know what, Mike? We're going to give you your second chance at thanking the sponsors.
I'm not sure if I wanted a second chance, but here we are. So, a shout out to our sponsors. The Whiting Law Firm, like we just talked about, here in attendance tonight. Bubba's Landscaping, handling all your landscaping needs, snow plowing, snow shoveling, affordable floor covering. I don't know all the ads like by heart like Alex does. And then the New York State Health Center for foot and ankle care, which I have a feeling Alex is going to need to call them by the end of the night because he's been standing next to me the whole night. And I'm not sure how his feet or his ankles are still holding up.
How'd that go, Mike?
It went much better than the first time.
So you're learning. Another bathroom break as Batavia has it now. But it's tipped away by Leroy, and now here comes Leroy out of the timeout. But Batavia able to get it right back. White spins, and a nice finish. Grant Gilligan in the game now for Leroy. Just got that rebound. Stone Syverlin gets the rebound there, and Batavia looks to go the other way. And just like that, Mike, the lead's now at 26. Timeout, Leroy.
They just unload on you tonight like an avalanche. And it's been a lot of white and white.
I got a headline for you, Mike. I said it once, I'll say it again. White hot. We'll take a quick break. So here we go. Final 2:45 of this third quarter. Batavia leads by 26. Leroy trying to do whatever they can to find a bucket here.
And Batavia looks like they're showing a little zone luck, which you don't see often from Batavia.
And when you're up 26, Mike, things change. Oh, nice move there from Grant Gilligan. Gets it back out to Beswick. No good. Jake Hill now. That's a foul. Ooh, and he might have turned his ankle too. Be all right though. Football player.
Walks it right off, right to the free throw line.
What'd you say there, Mike? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just saying he walked it right off, right to the free throw line.
Yep. Injuries, no mystery to Jake Hill, or no stranger, I should say, as he was Leroy's starting quarterback for a couple of years, but injuries forced him to take a step back from that this year, which allowed Kyler LeCart, another senior, to step in and really get Leroy on a run. And Hill still played a role on that Leroy team, helping them along the outside and through the run game as well as defensively. And that team made it all the way to the sectional final before losing to Letchworth Warsaw. So a lot of remnants from that team here on this Leroy team. And go ahead, Mike.
He was a do-it-all player for that team. Just stepped into whatever role they needed. Nice-looking jumper there, by the way, by Cam White.
Yeah, see, I'm catching these things out of the corner of my eye sometimes as I'm moving the camera, looking at the camera, but you're right. If he can show that range along with the moves that he's shown inside, that could be a dual threat for this Batavia team. White with a strong finish. Loftus trying to find some room. Nice left-handed finish from Loftus. Alex Hale for three. He's been uncharacteristically quiet tonight, but Cam White hasn't been.
He has been anything but quiet.
Akamis misses the short jumper, and it's rebounded by Gilligan, and he's fouled.
Even though the margins open up here, still a very nice crowd here late in this third quarter.
Expect a packed house for the championship games. Although it is on a Monday night, Mike, which could affect things.
It's definitely going to be a little tricky, but they usually pack the house here.
Especially with a 9:15 start for the large school game, that you might see that crowd really taper off in the second half regardless of the outcome. Max Rapone tried for his second three of the game, but that's over the back on Camden White. So it's taken about 20 seconds to finish out. Oh, I'm sorry, we have an injury. I missed that. Ethan Beswick limping off the court. I was wondering what was going on, Mike, and he had an injury. So we hope the best for Beswick, as that's the final seconds of the third quarter. We head to the fourth. 59-32. We'll be right back. right, here we go, Mike. 8 more minutes for the rest of our lives. 27-point game, Batavia in the lead. Loftus hits the side of the backboard, but gets it back. The rebound this time goes to Grammatico of Batavia. Pull up 3. Seiverling gets his own rebound, a nice move, and he's fouled.
I didn't think I would ever make it through 6 games in one day of high school basketball, but here we are.
Mike enjoyed a little bit of JV action earlier. How'd that go?
Not quite as competitive as the games we saw here. Both little lopsided affairs there.
Seiverling misses the free throw.
Some good players on those JV teams, though. Some bright futures for all these. I only saw the large school JV teams, but a lot of talent.
Free throw is good. A lot of talent, something I lacked in high school, Mike. Vanderhoof with the putback.
I thought for sure a dig at me was coming, but apparently the long hours tonight have made you get soft on me.
I figured he'd had enough. Vanderhoof looking for it in the post, but a little too long, but he's able to get it back. Kicks to the corner to Lytle for 3. No good. Vanderhoof with another rebound.
Vanderhoof's given Leroy some good minutes tonight.
On that note, so is Max Rapone. Hit a 3 earlier, played some good defense.
In a couple of the games I saw earlier this year, Max Rapone gave Batavia some really good minutes as well. Getting some good minutes off the bench is going to be key for Batavia if they want to make a deep run this year.
Also key is getting the performances that you got from Caden and Camden White here tonight. And for that matter, Stone Seiverling.
If Batavia had this version of Cam White most nights, they would be just about unbeatable.
Loftus cuts it to 25. Make that 24.
And Cam White's back in the game here.
Alex Hale for 3, no good. He's had a cold night. Haven't really needed much from anybody else outside of the 2 White brothers and Seiverling.
Yeah, he's normally a pretty solid, consistent knockdown three-point shooter, but just hasn't been able to find it tonight. Could be another guy suffering from not having the legs due to the larger court here.
Oh, that looked like a clear charge, but Gilligan misses the layup anyway. Vanderhoof. I've called his name plenty here tonight.
I got to say, I feel like Cam White gave a pretty good sales job on that one.
So you disagree with me is what you're saying, Mike?
Which is pretty typical.
Well, if there's one thing I'm not, it's a Batavia homer. As the pass goes inside to Camden White. No connections to that school, Mike.
I can't think of a single one right now. Especially not the Batavia basketball jacket you're wearing here tonight.
I got it for Christmas. 5:08 to play. 23-point lead for Batavia.
Gotta think that's probably it for Cam White.
Yeah, very well could be.
Would love to see the final stat line on his game tonight.
Oh, and Alex Hale getting in the action, takes the charge. What do you think on that one, Mr.
That one-
Expert Official?
That one was a clear-cut charge to me.
I'm glad that one got your seal of approval. As Alex Penapeno comes checking into the game for Leroy. Strong name, Alex Penapeno.
You were a big fan of his name during football season.
Here comes Batavia. Alex Hale, also with a strong name. Timeout called by Leroy. We'll take a quick break. All right, here we go. Final 4:33 to play. 24-point lead for Batavia. Penapeno got him in trouble last time, picking up his dribble, but he's able to get it away to Gilligan. Saunders with it to Vanderhoof. The lob to Gilligan, able to come down with it. Lost his footing, though, and it's a foul called on Batavia. I'll tell you what, Luke Rogers has gotten some unfortunate calls go his way here tonight. That could have gone to 3 different players, and of course, Rogers hit with it.
None of these refs earning favors with the Batavia City Court judge tonight.
No, the law has certainly not been on his side tonight. Penapeno has it over to Kenny Saunders, looking to drive. Stop by Hale, inside to Vanderhoof, off balance, unable to score. Idris for 3. No good. This place might have exploded if that went in, Mike. These fans love them some Faraz.
He was one of my favorite players I ever coached, I gotta tell you.
I've heard a lot about this coaching career tonight. What's your record? What's your career record?
Well, I was not the head coach, so technically doesn't count on my record.
0-0. As a brief update from Boston, the Buffalo Sabres trail 3-0.
Can't say I'm surprised by that one.
Says the Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Oh,
Hey.
Good pass to the high post to Weiss. Weiss over to Rapone. Swish!
He's got a good-looking shot.
It's been a dream of a game if you're a Batavia fan. Everybody getting involved. Backdoor cut, a nice backdoor cut. Not sure. Oh, that's Zach Baker now in the game for Leroy, as is Doug Irwin, along with Andrew Kettle. as well as someone whose number is not in the program.
You got to be prepared for the situation.
I go by the program. If you're not in the program, it's not my fault.
There was a Notre Dame player not in the program that you know.
Well, yeah, but it's not my fault if I don't know.
The Leroy fans are disappointed in you tonight.
Whoever it is, number 42 for Leroy, a well-sized fella. Can get up and down the court as well. 3-ball, Luke Rogers. All but one player has scored here tonight. And guess who, Mike? Faraz Idris, you got to think the Blue Devils will look to get him a bucket over the next 2:20 of this game.
Absolutely.
It's about all they're playing for at this point is 30-point lead, 2 minutes to go, just over. It seems like this one is all but wrapped up.
I would say it is all but wrapped up. I wouldn't even say that it seems like it.
So that three-pointer from Caden White to end the first quarter, Mike, that kind of set the tone for the rest of this game. As Irwin unable to make the free throw, but Batavia comes up with it, and that's that mysterious player for Leroy, number 42. You know what, Mike? Why don't you check online, see if it's online.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I just got a text message from my friend Scott Ripley to tell me that number 42 is Aaron Leone.
Aaron, as we missed the free throw almost, but I'm back just in time. Aaron Leone. So Aaron Leone checking in the game for the Knights.
Thank you to Scott for that information that Alex was not prepared with.
Scott Ripley, this is a little known fact, the namesake of the Leroy Little League press box. It's the Scott Ripley press box. He's put in a lot of time. The Leroy community as Scott. As Batavia takes it away, and they're on the charge going the other way. Rogers for three. There it is! Batavia getting it done from all angles here tonight. Timeout, Leroy. So, Mike, got just a little bit time left. What do you see in this championship game, the large schools? You got Batavia, you got Attica.
Batavia and Attica. Well, it looked like Attica wouldn't even be here if he were caught our first game here. They got down to a big deficit early in that game. They were able to recover, take out Roy Hart. If I'm going to be completely honest, with Gilberto coming back, it's definitely an uphill battle for Attica because the way Batavia's played tonight, if they get anywhere near these kinds of performances, again, out of guys like Camden White, Caden White, Stone Seiverling, the contributions they made with Gilberto back in the mix, this is going to be an incredibly tough team to beat, but Attica showed a lot of resiliency today. So, you know they're going to come ready to play, and they're going to try and give them a good fight.
You got to think Camden White will be a major factor in that game once again. Attica, not exactly the most well-sized team. Looked like good defense there, but a foul is called. Leroy will head to the line.
Another player I coached, and Josh Weiss, coached him in baseball.
Oh, your fingerprints are all over this team, Mike. Irwin, this is another free throw. Regal with the rebound. You got to think they'd like to get it to number 0 here, Mike.
Yeah, got to look for Faraz.
Inside to Weiss. Rogers for three. And I think I lied, Mike. I'm not sure if Weiss has scored in this game either. I think Weiss and Idris are the two yet to score for Batavia. Under a minute to go. Rogers for three again. And it's good!
Have yourself a game here.
Have
Luke
a
Rogers.
day, Mr. Rogers. Irwin. So 20 seconds to go here. Idris with it, looking to get him a bucket. Penetrate, the pitch, the three, and it's goal! Idris with the three. And that'll do it. Batavia beats Leroy 77-40, and they're on to the large school finals. Well, they'll take on Attica on Monday night. Well, Mike, it's been a long day. I can't say it's been a pleasure, but it's been a long day.
It has been a long day. More hours than I ever envisioned wanting to spend with you. That's for sure.
But it's come to a close, and we'll be competing against one another on Monday as the finals will be live streamed, the only live video stream locally available on the Daily News Facebook page, while Mike will be broadcasting on the radio. So make sure you tune in for the live stream of the large and small school finals on Monday night, beginning at around 7 o'clock.
And if you want to hear great coverage, you can just mute Brasky's stream, put the stream in the background, and listen to me.
Well, there you go. You'll have the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds there.
All right, Mike. So from Mike Rose, my name is Alex Brasky, signing off from Genesee Community College, where Batavia has just beaten Leroy to advance to the Pete Arras Memorial Tournament Finals. Have a good night. We'll see you on Monday.